fragrance friends, it's Six Pack Sarah. Today I am coming to you with a conglomeration. I'm going to change over my melting basket. I've used up quite a bit of it, or used much of the scents, so I'm ready for a change. So I'll show you what's going on. I'm not going to show you what I've actually emptied because I will put those in my empties video at the end of the month. So look for those ones there, but I'll show you what I've used part of and if I'm going to keep it out for this round or put it back, and then I'll show you the new things I'm adding in. So first part is the scents that I've used some of. I'm going to put them away because it's finally actually fall and I don't need spring and summer scents. First, Fresh Cut Grass. This is how much I had last time I showed you, but I did use it this month. I love this one. Like, I very well could actually use it again, but I waited a long time to get it back, so I'm just going to hold off and use it in the spring, summer. So we'll save that aside. Barefoot Beach. I'm down to 5 cubes. This is probably my favorite new release they've had, which shocked me because I don't do coconut, but it doesn't smell like coconut to me. So I'm going to save this for summer weather again. And Vitamin R. I think these are really similar, but I prefer Barefoot Beach. Vitamin R is a little sweeter, I would say. But they are similar types of scents, at least. Barefoot Beach is a little more earthier or amber-y, I would say. But they're both good. I really need to take Vitamin R out of my club because I just don't enjoy it as much, but we'll see. I have to talk to my friend too. So those ones I will save aside for when the warmer weather comes back. Alright, so for scents that I've used some of, but I'm going to set aside until a later melting basket, these are what we've got. Bon Appetit from Ratatouille. I have 1 cube left, and I'm actually seeing if anyone wants to share this cube as a sample. So if no one wants it, I will warm it later, but for now we'll hold off. Frights and Delights from the September scent of the month is a half bar left. I used it and I enjoyed it yesterday. It wasn't terribly long lasting, and it still does remind me of Maple Vanilla Glaze on warm, but it's not as strong and crazy. It's a little sweeter, a little more caramely. But I'm going to take a break and come back to that one later, so I'm going to put that in my later pile. And Toasted Acorn and Oak. I used 1 cube the other day, and it lasts quite a while. And I just don't think the weather's quite cold enough for me to fully enjoy using it, so I'm going to set that one aside until the weather cools down. Alright, these scents I've used some of, and I do want to continue to use throughout the next week or two. We have Marvel 9 Realms. I used a cube in my boys' room, and I'm going to keep using it because I have several and it's getting juicy, and I do like it put it on frequently in their room, so I'll keep doing that. You'll probably see it again. Winterberry Apple Tea. I have half of a bar left now, and I may wait a week to use it, but I might really want it soon, so I'll keep that out. Autumn Blaze Maple. I have 5 cubes left. This one lasts me forever, so I need to just put it in the living room so I can use a whole bunch. But then I won't be melting much wax during that time because it lasts me a very long time. But it will be really nice during that time because this is definitely like my top Scentsy scent. Apple Spice Season, half a bar left. So this one, I used it the day that I put out the cube of Toasted Acorn and Oak, and those did go really well together. But I really like this, and I like to use it with my pumpkin apple candle, so that's the plan, is to keep working on that one. Oats and Honey, I actually mixed today with the Cinnamon Bun Bash from Disney bar, just to give it a little more grounded bakery. That one's a little too sour for me for some reason. So I grounded it a little more with oats and honey. So I have half a bar left. And this one is just going to be out for mixing purposes. I could very well mix it with Apple Spice Season or with Honeycrisp Harvest. I've enjoyed mixing oats and honey with apple scents a lot in the past. It's similar to Caramel Apple Craze then, but it's a little less sweet. It's like just that oatiness, you know, it's good. And I also mix Gimme Candy with apple scents for similar to Caramel Apple Craze. So just kind of variations of the same type of scent. So Honeycrisp Harvest, I have 6 cubes left. I tried this in one of our bathrooms. It didn't last very long, and honestly the scent profile didn't really work well with the bathroom situation when you're trying to make things smell better than they are. It kind of mixed up and didn't. So I'll try that in other rooms. I've enjoyed that one in the past as well. So those are the ones that I will carry over that I used some of. These are the ones I didn't get to this week, or however long it's been. I just am getting bored, so I'm ready to add in some things to go with these. A lot of these are bakery. I wanted different fall scents, you know? The bakery are good, but I want more fall too. Frosted cinnamon roll. I love this one. Like, honestly, I don't know why I didn't melt it. No, I do know why. Because I have 7 cubes, so I can't use it up. I'm trying to use up a bunch of things. Central Park pralines. Definitely need to get to that soon. Pumpkin cinnamon swirl. I go back and forth on this one. Because some years I really love it. And I'm not sure if I'm going to really love it. And if I only like it, I don't want to have to buy another bar before the end of the year. So I just avoid it. Then maybe it shouldn't be in my basket. I don't know. Ginger Cookie Crunch. This one I do love. Oh, this one, I like it the best in my kitchen. And I keep putting vendor wax in my kitchen. So I want to use that one. I'm keeping it out. Crumb Top. Haven't found the perfect thing to mix it with yet. There are many things to mix it with. I just haven't done it yet. Caramel Apple Craze. I put a scent circle of this in my car and it was really good, and then it was like a little too much going on, but I think it was because it was warm this week. So I didn't want to overdo it on the Caramel Apple Craze and make myself sick of it because I love it, so that would be sad. And Butterbeer, I already told my son I'm warming this on Friday when he's home from school because he loves it. And it is so good. So those are the ones I'm going to keep in, and then I'll quickly go over the ones I'm going to add into the basket to give myself some variety. I missed one. Silver Spur. I missed it because I'm undecided. I think I'm going to put this in my I'll put it back in later pile. So we'll do that in a week or two, maybe. It's a bit intense for me in home fragrance to have smoky scents, so I don't do them very often. So adding into the basket, Grazing Grasslands. I have 1 cube left and I'm ready to use it up and get rid of my clamshell. Spiced and Spirited. I have 3 cubes left and I saved this from like last winter. It is a little later in the fall season type of scent for me, but it's calling me today, so I'm going to add that in and see if I use that up. I forgot about Apple Harvest Dreams because I moved my Harvest Collection bars into a different location when I was making samples, but I made my samples of it and now I would like to actually warm it and see how I feel about that. And I believe the only other one I haven't warmed yet is Cider and Crimson Berries. Also have 4 cubes left after making samples, so yeah, I did enjoy it when I was making the samples, so I'm going to try it again for a whole day and see how I feel. Cranberry Pumpkin Spice, I have half of a bar. This one I'll be torn on using because it's the only bar I have, so I won't get one until I process my club. And that might not be till like spring. So once I use this up, I can't get more this season, but it's in my club just in case I do love it enough to want more. I have 6 cubes of Gimme Candy, and yep, it's fall enough that I am ready for that. I mean, it doesn't have to be a fall scent, but it is really nice. It's extra nice in the fall, you know? Stroopwafel Delight. I've been daydreaming about this one, so I'm ready to pull this out. A whole bar. I really liked it when I first got it, and then I was over it, so I grabbed this in clearance. And I'm looking forward to seeing how I feel about it for real. Apple Press. I also have 1 bar. This is one that was in my club and I took it out. Sometimes the floral was coming out too strong for me. So again, I really want to kind of hoard this, but I'm going to see if I can melt some. And I think it'll be really good this week while it's Johnny Appleseed time and all that. Gingerbread Donut. I got this bar. I have a full one. I got this in a clearance update in September of 2023. I've used is this my last bar? I don't know. I've used 1 per season if I remember right, and I think this is my last bar. And I'll miss it when it's gone, but it is, like, I'm sure it's the ginger I'm smelling. Ginger and nutmeg. It is kind of intense. Oh, it's similar to Spiced and Spirited. I think Spiced and Spirited is a little more well-rounded. I don't know. Anyway, so I want to start using that. I love it in the fall. And Hazelnut Latte. If you've heard me talk about this before, I was obsessed with it for a while, and now I'm kind of over it. So it's my last bar. But assuming we're going to have like a cold, gross weather day coming up, which is highly likely at this point, that's when I will use at least part of this bar. So, and I like that mixed with Gimme Candy, so I might do that. So, okay, so that's the Scentsy bars I'm planning to melt in the next week or two. Again, we'll see how long it takes me to get through some of those things, and I'll be back with an update. If you don't like this format, please just let me know. But if you do like it, leave me a little smiley face or something, so that I know that this is enjoyable to watch. I'm gonna grab also my vendor wax I want to use next, but if you are not interested in that, I'll talk to you next time. Okay, vendor wax. I decided to put it in this box. I found quite a few I would ideally like to start melting, so we'll see how that goes. Did somebody say Luke's Diner? So if you saw my fall vendor melting basket, I explained that I put the larger size bags into smaller bags, labeled with my own label, so I can try to get through a certain part of them, because I really want to melt all the scents I have, so then I have less of them sitting out and I can keep more of it in storage. But anyway, so that's why these are in these self-labeled bags. So I want to use Did Somebody Say Luke's Diner. I did pull this out at some point and use some, and I really enjoyed it, so I would like to really enjoy it again. Pie crust, still obsessing over Lavender and Speckles pie crust. It is available in her upcoming pre-order, and I need to get more. I just have to decide how much more. I was planning to do Cider Mill Bake Shop within this last week. This was one of my customs. I still am planning to do it. I just wanted it to feel more fall when I did it. It's finally getting there now that calendar fall is here. Luke's Diner. I have quite a bit of this and I really like it, so it's going in the basket. Cinnamon Apples from Lavender and Speckles. I don't have a ton left, so I would like to just get that one used up as well. Sleeping with the Zucchinis. I just used one tiny piece. I think I did this. Sometimes I'll take my Candle Crock old candle jar, an empty candle jar, and I'll just start putting in a bunch of random scents. And then I just warm that whole mixture in the Candle Crock. So far, every time I've done that, I've really enjoyed it. So it's just a big mixing party. And I think that's where I used one piece of that. Pumpkin apple from Lavender and Speckles. On cold, I'm not sure on this one, so I need to put it in a warmer and test it out. Dunk My Streuselkuchen in Cinnamon and Sugar is the full name. From Rose Girls, but it was my customs. I did one custom scent when she did that opening this spring, and I really like it. And I need to not hoard it. I need to just use it. Luckily, there's a whole pound of it, so we'll be good. Cupcakes at Tiffany's from Rose Girls. I want this out so I can mix it with random things, and I will very much enjoy that. But if it's in my box, I will forget. Cider Lane Streuselkuchen, 2 of my favorite Rose Girls blends. I'm excited to use those, to use it as a blend. From Smithing Company. So this was last fall I got it. This is just a nice cinnamon sugar scent. Really like it. Looking forward to enjoying that. And a sample from Rose Girls, espresso and vanilla crunch donuts, and Dunk My Donut and marshmallow smoothie. I used this half of this sample once, enjoyed it. I'm actually going to go put this in the warmer after this video. Vanilla crunch donuts on its own from Rose Girls. On cold, this doesn't do much for me. It seems kind of boring, but when I tried out a piece in one of my smaller warmers, I could tell it was on, and I really enjoyed that. So even if I do that where I stick it in the background to just make me happy, I'm excited for that. Rose Girls Bear Claws. I think they'll go nicely with one of my Scentsy scents, but I can't remember which one. But I think those will go nice together. Oh, Stroopwafel Delight. I think that's what I'm thinking. Bake Sale from Lavender and Speckles. I have half of a clam left, and I have a snap bar. And this is also in the upcoming pre-order, but I don't think I'm going to get more. Like, you never know what happens when you're actually ordering, but I'm planning to not get more because I have some, but I do want to enjoy it. But if I let myself buy more, it'll be easier to... No, just don't buy it. Okay, my one Teddy Bees scent, cider cookies. So, do you want to see a chop video? Do you have any questions for me? And I can do a chop and chat. I need to cut this one, and I need to cut up my bricks. So, if you have questions, let me know, and I will talk about them while doing my small amount of chopping. And if you don't, I'll just do a short. And finally, caramel and apple donuts. This was when she was doing her softer olive oil blend, and I did freeze it once and pre-chop it. I might chop some of those smaller. I don't know. We'll see. But I think that one will... there's a good chance I'll put that in my Candle Crock or part of it and mix it with some other things. We'll see. Yeah. So that's what was in here. So, and then I'll try to work on those bricks from that brick video, but I gotta chop some of them first. So hopefully you'll see that pretty soon. So now that I've pulled out all that vendor wax, we'll see what happens with the actual Scentsy numbers. It's always a balance. It's not Scentsy versus vendor wax, but in some ways it is, of what I'm choosing to do. So, yeah. So let me know, what are you working on melting at the moment? Are you fully invested in fall? Are you still clinging to summer as long as you can? What's your favorite type of fall blend? I have a lot of apple cinnamon or apple bakery going on, so I need to work through some of that. All right, I will see you in the next video. I hope you have a great day. Bye!